Happy Monday, Bulldog fans, and welcome back to this edition of Bully Soccer Bites. I'm your host, Chris Nasuti, as always, with Coach Armstrong. Coach Armstrong, how's your weekend?
It was good, thanks, Chris. Got back late on Friday night, and then we trained Saturday. Actually, no, we didn't train Saturday. What am I talking about? We were off Saturday and got to do some trick-or-treating, socially distanced trick-or-treating, which is obviously the norm these days. And then we had a good training session yesterday. So weather was beautiful. It was good times.
Hey, that training session, saw some great video, as always, from the Hail State video department. But a lot of James Armstrongs, Nick Zimmerman out there, some crayons.
Yeah.
What'd you have to think about the girls? Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, huh?
Well, first off, we had absolutely no idea that the team was going to do that. We just came out onto the field and wondered where everybody was. And then out they came in all their fancy costumes. Definitely think Nick Zimmerman's – Macy Hodges' impression, Nick Zimmerman won the day. Eyebrows, hair, the goatee beard, and then obviously the fall, replaying the fall, that was awesome. Carter's impression of me was terrible. But everybody else thought it was funny. So it was good times. I mean, the group's in a really good place. They're fun. They enjoy spending time with each other. So I thought that the production crew here did a great job of showing the personality of the group. Let's put it that way.
So, talk about having fun. How important is it, you get to the end of the season right now. You've got a young team. You've got some leaders. You got some great leaders in the team, but we'll talk about a little more in depth later. But you started 5 freshmen on Friday night. How important is it to keep the team light, happy at a time like this, where this was probably the hardest soccer season they've had in their careers up to this point?
Yeah, it's the key to it, and it's a challenge every day, making sure that they come to practice with the intensity that we need to get better between each game, but at the same time, appreciating the how hard it is, both physically and mentally, to run the course of the season. Even though we only have 1 game a week right now, I just think there's a lot of challenges, that these girls face every day. So finding that right balance between having fun at the right times and obviously making sure that we're serious at the right times and working on improving week to week.
Let's talk about the match Friday. With the uncertainty in COVID, you already thrown off your normal groove. You took a Friday morning flight out to Columbia, South Carolina, got over to the field and really just hung out probably in the field area before you got ready to play. How is that different? And is it tough to adapt in a year like this year, or you just got to kind of go as it happens?
Just got to go with it. So we flew down the same day. We landed. We went to the field, and the girls did a little dance off. They get to control the music, and they did a little dance off at the field and stretched our legs and went through a few little walkthrough tactical stuff, and then we went and had lunch, socially distanced. We're outside in a private room, and then we actually found a little area where we could play bags. So
nice.
Zimmerman and I destroyed Monigo Conley and Haley Farrington Bentel 21 points to 3. And then there was another game going on to the side of us with a bunch of the freshmen. I don't think there was a winner because I don't think anybody actually hit the board. So we did that, and then it's just nice, to be honest with you, to be outside together and away from the soccer field and spend some time having a laugh and a joke. So because we haven't eaten together, apart from at Auburn, because of all the restrictions. So to be outside doing that was fun. And then we went to the game, and yeah, you have to be in the locker room a little bit more than you would like, longer than you would like, but the girls adjusted great, and we came out flying in the first 30 minutes. So credit to the girls for taking on board something that they just got to deal with.
Let's talk about that match. South Carolina, honestly, one of the top 10, top 5 teams in the country. Great program they have in Columbia. The first half, you guys kind of had control of it. You came out firing. We talked about the youth out there. Maybe the youth didn't really realize they're playing such a good team, but it was a really great half and a great game as a whole. I know as a coach you don't want to take moral victories away, but is there anything you took away from that match that you were happy about?
Yeah, it was their senior day, so we were out on the field as they were doing their ceremony, and just listening to it. you know, that senior class for South Carolina, they've won 2 SEC championships and made a Final Four, you know, and here we are starting 5 freshmen. So, you know, for them to go onto the field, and honestly, I thought for the first 30, 35 minutes, everything went exactly as we wanted to. Girls did a great job of putting the foot on the ball. Spacing was right. The game plan was right. They defended well. And I thought we really frustrated South Carolina from that standpoint. And like you said, South Carolina are a good team, but, you know, we hit the crossbar. We had 2 breakaways. One narrowly went wide of the post. Keeper made a save on one of them. And then we had 2 bouncing balls in the box in the first 35 minutes that, you know, we need to have a little bit of a better killer instinct in front of goal, whether that's experience or quality. You know, we can debate that. But we had those chances, and we limited them to 2 shots on goal the whole entire game. You know, we had more shots on goal. We missed a PK at a really important time. And listen, that's not any criticism of the person that took it, because she's come up big in big moments before, and I know she'll come up big in big moments again. If we get another penalty and she wants it, we have complete confidence in her. But it was a key part of the game, right, in terms of momentum. So things that we take away from the game, great experience, great performance in spurts. We've just got to be more consistent, you know. And if you look at it, because I did the research, they played 657 minutes off the bench. We had 65 minutes off the bench, you know.
Wow.
So depth, you know, we talked about it at the beginning of the season. We had depth, and we've had to deal with some injuries and, you know, some unfortunate circumstances. So that depth has gone away a little bit, you know. So now, can those players that are playing from the start, can they maybe last a little bit longer, you know? And I know there's fatigue and all those kind of things, but can they push through at certain times? You know, South Carolina scored set-piece goal when we had to make a change, you know, from somebody in that position had to come off the field, and it cost us, you know. So lots of positives. We were right there against a really good team, you know, and we can build on that momentum, but we've got to complete 90 minutes. You know, we've said before time and time again that we had momentum and then we kind of lost it a little bit, or moments of the game, you know, we didn't capitalize on. And that's something that comes with experience, and, you know, something that we're continuing to work on the training ground to try and put that together against Arkansas on Friday.
Most definitely. And a player I noticed on the pitch on Friday, Oni Echegini, last year, you know, we had Michaela Waldner playing up front. Almost everything went through her. Michaela, bunch of shots. Only took a little bit for her to get rolling last year. Came out on fire towards the end of the SEC season, but now it looks like she's playing a different role. You maybe more so in the middle of the field, all over the field, running down the wings. Can you talk a little bit about the maturation of Oni and what's kind of clicked for her this year?
Couldn't be more proud of her. You know, she had a pretty rough fall, start of the fall, I should say, last year. Tons of talent, just took her some time to adjust through no fault of her own. She was trying to work hard. She came in late. That didn't help her cause. You know, the physicality and the pace and the fitness required to play at the SEC level, it took her some time to get used to. And then obviously she came good at the end of the season, but she had a decision to make when she went back home to England. You know, can she push on to that next level from a fitness standpoint and spend some time in the weight room? And she's probably maybe the most improved player from that standpoint. I mean, she's always at the top end of our fitness group now, and distance traveled, you know, obviously track that every training session to the point we have to sometimes tone her down. And so she's been able to take that game to the next level, because now she's always had the talent, but now she has the engine to really make an impact. And listen, you talk about versatility. She started the season up front when we had all of our players, and that's probably her best position. That's where she obviously played at the end of the fall. But right now, because of what we need, she's either playing out wide or she's playing in the middle, but in an attacking midfield spot. So, you know, I think it's really exciting to see what she can do moving forward. But that's taken a lot of work by Oni to get to the improvements that she's made this season, and we couldn't be proud of her. So, you know, she's doing awesome.
You know, kind of spoke about her. We've spoken in the past about Brenner Johan's daughter. You've done a good job. You recruit all over. We know this. You brought in multiple people, whether it's international, whether it's either coast. How different is it, you know, of the international student athletes you come in? Because they've played really well when they've gotten here, but it's got to be a different style. I know you're from across the pond. you're comfortable recruiting over there and you're comfortable bringing those kind of student athletes in here. How different is it, the style of soccer, their youth soccer programs in England and Iceland, wherever it may be, coming over and then hopping into the Southeastern Conference?
Yeah, I mean, first off, it's not just me, Nick Zimmerman and Brian Dunleavy. Nick Zimmerman in particular, as our recruiting coordinator, does a great job of, trying to find leave no stone unturned, I guess you should say. I think the European game is traditionally more technical, but you have way more time on the ball to make the decisions that you want to make. And here, it's the difference in pace of the players you play against and the physicality and the strength. It's unlike anything that they're used to over there. I mean, Oni played in an FA Cup final, which is, the most prestigious cup competition in England for Arsenal against Manchester United. And she's like, that was nothing compared to the pace of playing against a Missouri or an LSU. And we always joke with Berna, because after every game, she always says, this is the most tired my body has ever been. So we'll wait till next week. So, for those guys, it's just getting used to that. And then being away from home, both Berna and Oni come from great family backgrounds and, have lots of friends back home. So they miss that. And then as crazy as it sounds, it takes time to get used to the food and things like that. So it's a great learning experience for them. But it's not easy, and we're super proud of it. Berna came in and adjusted straight away, to be honest, from all the off the field stuff. It just took her a little bit longer to get used to the pace of the game. But now she's being thrown in at the deep end, and I think she started the last three or four games for us. And is doing a great job in there. Couldn't be prouder of her.
You mentioned some physical play in the conference. Probably doesn't get any more physical than your matchup on Friday night against Arkansas. Can you give us a quick little rundown, other than the fact that, hey, you just get done playing South Carolina, who's now on a 6-match win streak. You go to Arkansas, who's only lost this year in the South Carolina. What are we looking forward to when watching the Razorbacks Friday night?
They're good. The coaching staff there has done a great job making sure that they're really difficult to beat. They're super competitive, super fit, super athletic. They'll press you for 90 minutes. They can press you for 90 minutes as well. They've got some great goal scorers. They're going to throw more numbers into the box than we've seen so far this season. They're aggressive. They want to dominate the box. They'll be good on set pieces. They'll have lots of different variations, whether that be corner kicks, free kicks, throw-ins. They're the type of team that punish mistakes. They're the type of team that you cannot switch off for 1 second. If your concentration is not there for 90 minutes, ball's going to be in the back of the net. So for us, it's a great test. It's a great challenge. I know the girls are excited. We had a disappointing result against them last year. Something that we grew from. Now's an opportunity for them to show that growth against a really, really good Arkansas team. They're at least guaranteed to finish with a tie, joint champions of the West Division. And this is a great challenge for us. We're unbeaten at home so far, so that's something for the girls to really grab hold of. And we're excited, and we know we're going to have to be at our best.
We talked about it almost every upcoming, before every home match, but every time I go to a home match, I'm impressed by our fans, how loud it gets. Was that something when you took this job you were expecting our group of fans, everyone just be that excited, that loud in a place that's still building on their soccer identity in Starkville?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember coming here. One time in particular, I think it was 2016. There was a great atmosphere. A soccer atmosphere, loud, ringing the bells, yelling. Yelling at the referee and everything else. So it was a really neat environment. And obviously when we came into the program, they'd come off, a really successful year. So I figured that there would be some, momentum there from a community standpoint. And then we built on that. We've got out there into the community and hopefully, embraced as many people out there as we can, and they feel that. And so I really feel like they can see that the product on the field, the girls are working hard for this university, and the Mississippi State fans appreciate that, and they can rally behind a team that fights, So from that standpoint, the fans make a difference, and we really appreciate them.
Looking forward to seeing them out there. We talked about the weather last time, but now it actually looks partly cloudy. Should be low 60s around kicks. Should be a great night to watch some soccer. Last home match of the year. Coach, before we get things rolling, you know, Halloween just happened. To those who don't know at home, you're a sweets guy. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Wow. I'm not a big fan of American candy, to be honest.
Wow.
You know, I like my Dairy Milks and my English candy. If I had to choose, wow, Sour Patch Kids. I'm gonna go with that. I'm a big fan of that. Put them in the freezer and they go hard. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Sour Patch Kids.
Any flavor in particular, or just the whole variety?
Whole variety. I'm colorblind, so I'm terribly colorblind, so it doesn't really matter. I can't figure out what flavor it's going to be until I actually taste it. So I'm a big fan of Sour Patch Kids, Chris.
Well, Coach, thanks for your time. As always, if you can't make the match, can't make it to campus on Friday night, you can watch the SEC Digital Network at 6 p.m. Looking forward to seeing you there or having you tune in. Hail State.
Hail State, Chris. Thank you.